All right, good morning, traders. Hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic start to the AM here. Happy Friday and happy start of the month. It's November. It's depressing. Don't have anything positive to say about that. It's getting cold here. Visa's taking longer than one would expect, so it's slogging away here as the winter creeps up closer and closer and closer. So we'll see how things go. But yeah, excited for today's Friday session. Should be an interesting day, right? Yesterday, pretty big sell-off going into month end. And that's definitely been a little bit of a theme, right, that we've seen kind of across the board. So yesterday, right, obviously, pretty big sell-off day, right? If we now go back to September 30th, right, that month end, okay, not too bad. Now we go. This will be quarter end, right? So, okay, pretty big sell-off the following day. Big pump. So we'll see how things shape up here today, right? Pretty curious to know what type of volume standard, right, we basically see here. Obviously have a bit more of a bearish bias than a bullish bias, and hopeful, right, that post yesterday's kind of volatility, we get clean price action here lower. I think in general, if I'm looking at my trading from yesterday, I generally had the thesis correct pretty much all day, right? Tried to trade NQ here to the downside and just kept getting faked out before those moves actually ended up happening, which is ultimately pretty frustrating, right? But it's a part of the game. It is what happens. And so I'm not going to make that price action feel personal here. And certainly not looking for revenge, right? If something sets up, if something comes together here today, then awesome. I'm one trade away from being back at new all-time highs here on the week. And certainly yesterday's kind of little hit didn't put a significant dent, right, into the 14-day win streak that we were able to put together for the second half of October. So if you have any feelings of revenge here, then I would argue that those are probably self-imposed limiting beliefs, right? We don't need to create revenge. We don't need to try to force back and be immediately green here today. We don't need to do any of those things. Those are all, I'd say concepts, right, that are tricking you into making a decision that you don't really want to make. So delaying that gratification, right, delaying that feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm green again. Oh my gosh, nothing bad ever happened. The more that we can basically put that to the side, right, and focus on, okay, is this my setup? Is this my risk reward profile? Is this a good enough risk management? Am I protecting my profits well enough? Am I, closing my position basically as my P&L is increasing? If I do those things, then the P&L will take care of itself. And I'll make back, right, that $1,100 in one trade, no problem. If I look to force it, rush it, okay, maybe I don't have confirmation, but I've got what feels like a good entry price, I'm going to lose more money, right? I'm going to put myself in situations where now I'm having to make $2,500, right, instead of $1,100, or I'm going to have to make $3,000, right, instead of that $1K. And I'm just going to compound and dig myself a grave and make things worse. So that's not the goal, right? That's obviously not the objective. The objective here is to be consistent, to trust my technique, to follow my plan, right? To make sure that all those variables that we talk about on a day-to-day basis kind of come together. And when they do, it's going to be a great day. When they don't, no worries. I'll be able to sit on hands, right, or avoid obvious mistakes or do anything along those lines. But I'm not in the game here to compound mistakes or to break my rules, right, after one red day, especially not one red day after 2 weeks of constant green. And so I need to remind myself here, right, today, that if I behave like I have every single day for the last 2 weeks, I have a tremendous amount of evidence that more good happens than bad happens, right? So I'm just going to keep focusing on those elements. I'm going to keep focusing on controlling those variables. I'm going to keep basically trying to trade like the trader that my dog thinks I am. And when I do that, right, when I knock out all those A+ kind of characteristics, we're going to be just fine here this morning. So with that being said, let's start mapping things out here, figure out what we want to do this AM, and hopefully put ourselves in a situation where we can finish off the week with a bang and, yeah, enjoy our weekend. So good morning, Suresh, Craig, Jeff, Salstein, Steven, John, Cordell, Jeremy, Rame, Mike, James, Samuel, Brian, Don, and Joe. Hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic start to the morning. A happy Friday to you all, and let's get after it. So first things first, right? Check the economic calendar. Relatively busy session here. We got ISM at 10, construction spending at 10, PMI right at 9:45, and we had unemployment here this morning right at 8:30. Market's not exactly giving us a tremendous reaction here pre-market. You know, pretty textbook, little 2 out of 3 setup here to the downside with volume, and it's a very aggressive volume standard. Last couple times where we've seen those big volume bars, kind of ends up being, I mean, maybe this is the one exception, right? That Thursday, you know, ends up maybe being a little bit of a scenario where we get a bit of muted price action here, right, in the run-up. We want to be just a little bit cautious, right, that we don't get stuck in a day of consolidation. Yesterday obviously was month end, right? And so month end selling is a thing and potentially creates, I would say, like an unreliable signal for us, but something that I just want to think about here just in case, right? So good chance. Say probably 1 of 2 options here today, and this is probably a hyper general, but we got a nice trend continuation breakdown here, right? We got some decent follow through. Or, right, we see kind of like a day of consolidation as basically our tech names, right, one name up, one name down, kind of stay in place. Good morning, Luke. So, like I said, 2 out of 3 here to the downside with volume. So, pretty textbook trend to breakdown here. So for me, right, that means no bull case here this AM. I'm not even interested in any bounce plays, right? Nothing for me there that's really realistic. Rejection off of 5,800, right, would be the starting point here, kind of off of that zone. Basically get stuffed, right, at that trend line, and then break down back down towards lows. We're at 77.30 here pre-market, right? That's kind of the pre-market low. Next point of contact, 70.20, 720, and then 680. So I'm actually a little bit surprised how big the move yesterday was. And then at that lower end of the trend line, maybe we can get it down towards like 56. Okay, that would be a very big move. All right. Does that make sense, team? Yes, no, maybe. All right, fantastic. All right. And Q. What's the count here? Yeah, 2 out of 3 to the downside here with volume. Nailed it, Rame. Absolutely. And it's a very similar narrative, right, to what we have on the index, general index level, right? So ES and NQ both telling us a very consistent story here this morning. NQ may be hanging out a little bit at a bigger psychological level, right? Just bounced off of that 20,000 shelf. So obviously that's going to be the starting point here this morning. And then a breakdown through that area, right, certainly gets things to be pretty interesting. Got it mapped out maybe towards like 19,000. Again, let's see if this thing can give us some clean price action here today. Yesterday, those fake outs were pretty frustrating. But that is absolutely just the way it goes. Again, right? It's not personal. Market's not always going to behave the way that we want. It's just that if we are consistent with our behavior, then it will reward us more often than not. So again, not going to change anything here today until I get some sort of proven otherwise. And for now, don't really have that information. Okay, the old CL. So 2 out of 3 here to the upside without volume, right? Oh, you're actually right, Rain, correct. But the volume's not crazy, right? Not exactly an insane volume standard. So definitely could expect potential in both directions here. Move would be towards 72 and then... Can't spell this morning. And then maybe like 74. So I'm guessing you mean kind of like this. Yeah, spot on. So it broke above that there yesterday, or pierced above, but couldn't hold it, and probably not a tremendous amount of volume here. So I wouldn't say we have necessarily confirmation of this yet. But certainly seems like it could be in play. A rejection here off of 72 would probably invalidate that and then break down towards 70, 50 and beyond. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, would like to see, obviously bear side would need more volume. Bull side needs a stronger setup trigger. All right, Apple, big gap down here post earnings. So 3 for 3 here to the downside. I mean, this is again a textbook Bollinger Band reversal setup. And then to the downside here, basically a gap fill and go. All right, Tesla, 2 out of 3 here to the downside. Still consolidating. We need to get under 243. Okay, Microsoft. Obviously 2 out of 3 here to the downside. NA here, right? So we'd like to see a rejection inside yesterday's range and then a breakdown under 406. Okay, Amazon, right, gapping up when Apple is gapping down, right? So kind of a divergent story from our kind of reporting names there yesterday. Right at a psychological level here, right? 199.29. So it's a 2 out of 3 here to the downside with volume. Huge earnings gap up. Bezos laughing on his mega yacht here this morning. So we're looking for a BB reversal off of 200. and basically just look to fill that gap back towards the trend line. Or, right, you're looking for a 200 breakout here and a nice continuation story. Okay. AMD, 1 for 3 here. Red candle, decreasing volume, gap up. And you'd be looking for a breakdown here under 143. Or, right, pop above, I'd say 150. All right, NVIDIA. Red candle, increasing volume, gap up. Trend line breakdown there. So you're looking for a rejection off of 137 or a breakdown under low of day. And that's 132. All right. The old Meta. Just decreasing volume by the hair of its chinny chin chin. Maybe a little bit of trend line support there. So, although it's a technical 1 for 3, right, with that decreasing standard, that volume still stands out like a sore thumb, right? There's still a ton of enthusiasm here. There's still a lot of basically bearish pressure. So, I would like to see probably this trend line breakdown, right, would be under 562. And for me to think that bulls can easily bounce into this range, trying to get less optimistic, right? So I'm still going to be probably a little bit patient here with the bull scenario. And just call this a NA for now. All right. Netflix remains stuck basically inside this pattern, right? So we're still looking for that 769 nice or that 748. Not too much is changing here. Green candle increasing non-outlier volume, gap up, weak green candle shape. So we'll call this a weak 2 out of 3 here to the upside with volume, and just still looking for that wedge breakout. Cool. And then Google, 2 out of 3 here to the downside, technically gapping down. And so look to finish that gap fill towards 170, right, realistically. And then a possible bounce. Where did the volume go? Did I delete it? Weird. Oops. Cool. And yeah, just looking, I mean, I don't like that red. That was a waste of time. All right, yeah, and there we go. So yeah, just looking for I don't know if I have an easy, I mean, it could probably be a Bollinger Band reversal scenario here. That'd be really the story. And then VIX hanging out 22 handle, right? So really volatile. Expecting that volatility to still remain on the menu here until we get a little bit of a resolution just based on this election. So we'll see how this goes, right? Should certainly be an interesting day. We'll see how things come together. And yeah, optimistic, right, that we should have a decent amount of tradable action here today. Any questions here, team? Any questions? All right, fantastic. So we have a few minutes till market open here. So I'm just going to go make myself a quick cup of coffee, spend a few minutes here visualizing a successful trading day, and then we'll jump back on here and do a quick little rundown before the session starts. All right, team. So let's do a quick little rundown here before this session starts. In general, right, we have a little bit more of a bearish bias than a bullish bias here this morning, right? Trend line breakdowns on pretty decent volume profiles on the index names. And then a few of our leading names, right, also continuing to show us that downside pressure here this morning, right, with either 2 out of 3s with volume, right, or decent sized gap downs. There are obviously a few exceptions, right? Amazon being a main one here post earnings, and we'll see if that news basically gets like broken down this AM. But pretty much, right, I'm going to trade the indexes here today. I'm looking for trend continuation, not trend reversal. The volume was too great there yesterday to think that I'm going to easily be able to overcome that standard. So hopefully, right, this morning, we kind of find ourselves that nice, easy trade. Take advantage of whatever momentum is available to us and kind of just kick off the weekend here with a bang. Obviously, tech seems to be slightly weaker here than ES. So I'm not going to say immediate focus here on NQ, but that might be the one that's just a little bit more appealing here to start the session off. And then we'll go from there. We have a little bit more flexibility on crude. So crude, we can play it in either direction here. And then again, we might just have to wait, right, for 10 a.m. data here this morning, as we do have a relatively busy economic calendar today here, right? 9:45 data, 10 a.m. data, and then I didn't check anything on Forex Factory. Fine, right? So we're going to see how things shape up here this morning. That ISM manufacturing PMI, it's a red this AM, so should be relatively high impact. And we'll see basically if we can get an algo reaction, right, based off of that information. So looking forward, right, to today's trading day. Should be an interesting one. And yeah, it's going to be a really interesting week here in the next couple days. So really looking forward to trading this all with you guys. So if that's the case, right, if I'm like forward projecting on what's going to be a relatively interesting trading week, right, coming up, for me, right, today is all about making sure that I don't ruin my weekend here on a Friday and come back to trade on Monday, right, with strong mental capital reserves. So regardless, right, of what today's trading outcome is, I'm confident it'll be a positive one. But regardless of what today's trading outcome is, this weekend is going to be about that self-care, right? Making sure I do something fun, making sure I, have that nice meal or do that fun activity or whatever it might be, right? And just make sure that I'm recharged mentally, spiritually, right? Emotionally, physically, however you want to describe it. And then from there, right, be ready for what should be a fascinating week here next week. So looking forward to it, team. Let's have ourselves a big day. Let's absolutely crush today's session. And yeah, looking forward to what should hopefully be a busy, busy trading day. Any questions, anything that maybe is unclear based on the morning plans, happy to break that down here. But besides that, let's kind of get after it and see what the market wants to give us. Hey, if you're buying Oz, I'll take is it McRib back these days? Can't remember the last time I was at McDonald's. I'll be honest, if I'm gonna torture myself with fast food, I'm a little bit partial to Taco Bell. We don't get it here in Canada, but or at least not where I live. I don't get a Taco Bell. But when I was in New York, I may have had a Crunchwrap Supreme. Hey, not for my stomach. Not for my stomach. Yeah, it's a nice Mr. Toronto. Had its moments. So we're a Taco Bell crew here then. That's terrifying. I guess it's better than being a Waffle House team. Okay. Never heard of Taco John's, Michael. What's your plan? What was your plan or original thesis on the trade? Hey, Sammy, how you doing? Yeah, good, man. Doing well, thank you. $585 was your target? Based on, or what was like, how far back was this? Okay, so you've been in this for like a week? I mean, at this point, yeah, I'd probably close it. You've got a lot of work to do before you're there. Yeah, I'd probably look to get out of this personally at this point. Not really getting the reaction you'd want, right? Lost that structure. Well, it depends on what you've set as your settings. Oftentimes, it will expire. If it expires worthless, right, nothing will happen. If you choose to elect, you might be assigned the position. So I'd check what your settings are. So NQ struggling a little bit here, right at that psych level. Let's see if they can break down, right, and make new lows. So it just really depends on what your settings are, Rico. But yeah, getting elected would suck. If you're not expecting it, it would suck. Interesting PA so far. Not a big enough volume, right? Rejection for us to play that. I don't know, for whatever reason, I got some Simon and Garfunkel stuck in my head. Not sure what that means. Bit of a divergence between ES and NQ as well, right? ES maybe a little bit stronger, NQ maybe a little bit weaker. Again, relative. Ain't that a good way of describing the market there, Craig? All right, sound of silence stuck in my head. So maybe that's telling me choppy, slow day here so far. So crude, possibly here. Have not, Steven. I have not. I have to be honest. My musical repertoire is pretty limited. Okay, no longer that divergence. So it would be CL here as our probably best look here early. So I'm going to watch this. Again, I haven't really seen the elevator up or stairs down yet. Stop loss has to be 7109. So I'm going to start setting up this order. And just watching for this reaction here. Not ready yet. That's not ready yet. And again, guys, my stop loss is always set. So if I'm going long, right, I want to see the ask cross the spread, right, not the bid. Okay, it's not quite a rejection, but that probably just killed my setup. I'm impressed with NQ and ES, to be honest. 2150 is a pretty big rip. So we're looking for rejections here at this point, not breakouts. Which is unfortunate. $161 monster. I don't know. I don't think there's a couple of you guys from Montreal in here, but for me, like I'll don't party very much, but I'm more likely to end up at stereo than I am at some rock and roll bar. So let's see this reaction here now to the data that drops in a second. See how things shape up. If you get a big dump here, right, that could start to set us up potentially for that rejection thesis. 150, be an interesting spot. One inside bar, not really that interesting yet. So let's watch this algo reaction if we get one. Just a little bit of one. Nothing crazy yet. Oh. Made a mistake. Well, maybe it's not a mistake. Made a mistake of making iced coffee this morning. Trying to pretend that it's not November. Alright. So far so slow. That crude look died. For sure. Oh. So this candle, excuse me, this candle will have to go bearish engulfing on volume, right, as a starting point here. And then we'll have 10 minutes till data. So it's probably enough time to get towards like the midpoint, maybe low a day. I'm not sure if it's much more than that. So probably wouldn't be targeting the red line. We'd be targeting low a day here. Again, 30 seconds to go on this volume. I don't know if we're going to get to increasing. And again, if I don't get a trade here this morning, it's still been a great week, right? So don't trying like very hard to not self-impose any pressure on myself here to get a trade, get any action, to do X, to do Y, to do Z. it's not the way to treat it. So as much as I would love to be very busy here today, I also want to make sure that today, right, I'm protecting that mental capital at all costs. So far, nothing there that's like super appealing. So remaining very cautious. Cautious and cold. $38, $40. And we're very close on the daily for like a bearish breakdown. And we're getting close to that trend line opportunity rejection, right? So that's like 200. So I'm still hanging out here. And at this point, maybe we're just going to wait for that 10 a.m. data. So for now, on hands, being very patient, very chill. And not interested, right, in going counter trend, right? So we've done nothing, or we have no evidence here besides it being big looking moves, right, on the 5 or 3 min time frame, which is a bit of a trap, right? It's not necessarily reality. So we've done nothing really here to indicate that it's going to be like a bullish trend day, or that we've invalidated yesterday's selling pressure, sorry. So the impression I have is kind of the word I was looking for, is that it's kind of weak bulls, which would either be a day of consolidation, right? Or it's like that low vol reversal that could be setting up for us. So for now, just being patient. We'll wait this thing out 10 minutes, and then we can see if we get a nice reaction here post 10 a.m. Every now and then, I have these dreams of a more flexible morning plan. I don't know. Sometimes on these, like when you have those volume shelf days, right? So like today we have a 2 out of 3 to the downside with volume. Every now and then, I wish I didn't have that bias. That's a good size move, right? Now, if I'm being objective here, if this is my breakout candle and then this is my entry candle, I'm getting stopped out before this move runs, right? So, like, what my brain is telling me that I want to have done is different than how I actually would have been able to execute it. So, meh. I don't think I've really... Like, it's really easy to basically overrate our ability to make money and think, oh, this time would have been different, when I can look at that trade or that potential setup and say, yeah, I definitely would have been stopped out there. And then getting stopped out, seeing it run, we all know that's the most frustrating feeling, right? So you then pair that with doing something that's counter system, and you feel like a doofus. Again, if my objective is to protect my mental capital, it's not allowing myself to basically pretend that I would have made money doing something that is counter system. So even though, like I said, like, oh, I wish I could have, that's just like a greed, right? Or a desire for action more than it is an actual reality. Because in actual reality, I would have lost money on this, as much as I wish I could pretend otherwise. And that's tough to convince yourself of, right, in the moment. But it's very important. So, like, what I want to be to a certain extent, right? So the reason I mentioned, okay, I would have been stopped out if I had broken my rules, because I want to be a student of what my obvious mistakes are, right? And if I can reinforce that by making my obvious mistakes, I would have clearly lost money, I can basically remove, right, more and more anxiety over avoiding basically price action that moves without me, right? So that's sort of the idea there, right? If I can, okay, remind myself, hey, yes, a bullish bias here in theory would have made me money. In practice, it would have not been a successful thesis. Makes it easier for me to not think my BS doesn't stink, right? So I can lie to myself and say this time would have been different, I would have done whatever, XYZ. But that would have not been the reality. Does that make sense? So the important thing I think to realize as a trader is that most thoughts I have intraday aren't actually designed to make me money. They're designed to make me feel good. And generally the thing that feels best for me in the moment is the worst thing for me to do for my account, in my experience. Right? It's like chasing that short-term dopamine release feels awesome when you click submit on the trigger. It makes you feel extra silly, right? When things kind of then sting you and bite you, right? So it's like the better it feels, the worse it feels when it doesn't work. And I think we all have probably examples of that in our portfolios. Never. Yeah, I know what you mean, Derek. So, literally sitting on hands, trying to keep them warm. And we're going to wait for this 10 a.m. data to drop here. And crude's not moved. So this would have been a pretty frustrating trade too. So far so good, right? Although I haven't made any money, I haven't done anything that's particularly stupid. All right, so now, right, we definitely have a chance. That's a pretty good algo reaction, right, for that possible rejection scenario. Rejecting off of 2190, so that would qualify that as like off of that area. So now we're gonna be watching, right, for rejection scenarios. And so today, patient, cautious, right? Disciplined. I'm going to be, I don't know what the right explanation is here. But I'm not going to do something stupid just for the sake of feeling like I need to be entertaining or as if I need to make my money back or anything along those lines, right? Not chasing any pitches outside of my strike zone today. If I strike out trying to hit fastballs down the middle, so be it, it happens. But I'm waiting for my pitch, not waiting for... Yeah, no, I don't want to chase that slider out of the zone. Okay, so let's see here. We might not get the right candle shape on the 3-min. Ideally close under 160. Be close. This will be really close now. Can it give me outlier volume? Nope. So we're going to wait for this on the 5. certainly 5-min time frame has a better opportunity of giving me that outlier. Unfortunate, right? It was really close, but we're just under that standard, right? So again, it's got to be absolutely perfect. Otherwise, I'm not willing to take it. It's okay. Now we could target that 2R range, right? So as is, stop loss would be 189.75. Ideally, we get the aggressive entry technique, because then we'll have a tighter stop. It can go better position sizing, right? A 45-point stop is $900 a contract. Can't take that, right? We have the same setup here on ES. Pretty big range on the 5. So 20 seconds to go here. Man, is it cold. Okay. Okay. Good candle, good close. We want the aggressive technique here. So stop loss would be 21.44.50 for now. And based on that stop loss, right, it could be 2 contracts. Let's see if it finds support here. Okay, it'd be a little bit higher. 146.75. 147 now. Okay, 153. It's got to reject. We haven't really seen elevator down post confirmation. Okay, now stop 157, we'll call it. Okay, so that would be a 1 contract play now, right? We need to see it make under confirmation candle low. So we need to see it move under 135. And then again, if it doesn't give me this exact opportunity, I'll just wait for this on the 10-min. Or potentially could play it on ES. Okay, stop loss even higher now, 158.50. And I'm not looking to go short yet, right? This has not been an appropriate pullback, or the one that maybe would have been perfect. ES about to make new high a day. 163. It's a dirty, dirty, dirty bird move. $169. 784. Oh boy. Maybe that feels like crude is the better chance now. Yeah, 170. Okay, so I'm more focused on crude than I am ES or NQ. 70.98 stop loss. So again, just set it up, right? Be patient. Okay, and we're looking for elevator down, step-by-step pullback. And it'd be 5 contracts on an entry at 87. Maybe 4 contracts. At 85, it would definitely be 4. So again, being patient here. I'm in no rush, right? I'm in no rush. Okay, better from CL. Could I go this? 90 stop loss. That'd be better if I could get that tight risk. Ooh. Okay, nope. Still have to be a 98. I haven't really seen an elevator down here yet, right? It's just been stairs up, stairs down, stairs up, stairs down. So I'm not in the mood to rush it, right? Went from 89 to 93 there in like a bounce. It's not perfect. NQ and ES, we get closer on NQ towards that 22, so we're like 6 points from that, 3 points from that now. Could be the, there's the elevator. That could be a little bit of a rejection spot. All right, so starting to watch here on CL again. Before units. All right, so starting to look here. Trying to get above 90. Because then I can buy 5 contracts. Oh, it's mean. Mean machine. All right, so I'll cancel my order. Now, possibly you can do 95 as a stop loss. And then you're looking 83, 84, right? Or above before contracts. All right, guys, so I am in. Average price 84. That thing dumped 10 cents right away. If you miss that, right, this thing is going to give you another opportunity to re-enter here in 50 seconds. And I am in with 4 contracts. Give me the... That was an instant flush. So if this thing sets up for you again here, right? You go stop loss low of your entry candle. Ideally, right? Same target. Not the best close, I would say. Come on. So if you missed it, right, you set your stop loss to be 85. Wait for a breakdown here under the 72 and then a gentle pullback. Okay, come on. I feel a little bit bad with how I called that out, to be honest with you guys. Clearly click submit and then dumped right away as if I was the one that moved the volume. Obviously not the reality with my 4 contracts, but just no opportunity. So I apologize for that. Oh, great job, Raim. Good job. All right, make him feel better, man. Appreciate that. Again, green right away, but not as much separation as I would have dreamt. Yeah, good man. Good man. Yeah, this I don't like. This I don't like. Well, oh yeah, that's no problems there either, Jeremy. That's a great entry, right? Based on our previous risk reward. Any entry above 79 is a good one. Oh. Okay, got stuffed again. Trying to keep that mental capital full here. Nice work, Mike. All right. You guys are making me feel better. Perfect. I mean, it did give you that pullback entry here right before making that lower low. So that 84 did happen again a couple times. Nice work, D-Wayne. All right. So no longer feel terrible. So let's see if this thing can break down here. Again, we've survived worst case scenario-ish. Nice work, Brian. Yeah, perfect, right? Good. So, yeah, I think I've said this a dozen times here this week. But if your goal is to take my trades, right, don't chase the price. So if I got in at 84 and you're clicking submit at 73, you're not taking my trade anymore, right? You're taking a different idea. Question is this still valid? Let's get stuffed here. And the longer it takes, the worse it feels. $82. Just the fact that it was 10 cents right away and then a drift, it's not great. It's not a great feeling. Now, 84 is not a bad entry price here, all things considered. It keeps rejecting or finding support off of that area, but I'm not getting the follow through that I would have expected, I would say, so far. So let's put a shot clock on this. And let's see if this thing can break lower lows. To be honest with you, Dwayne, I'm not sure if we've missed out on too much here yet. 78, it's 250 or 240, sorry, 280. So we can break down through these lows. We should get a little bit of a flush, right, post inside bar. I'm very impressed with the indexes. They are flying. So again, that gives us probably a little bit more confidence, right, of this being a nice breakdown. So there's 600. Let's see if we can keep going. And maybe this will give me a chance to pyramid it here on an increasing volume standard. So let's see if we got it. And again, I'm not trading yesterday's P&L here, right? I'm trying to trade this setup aside from that, right? So I'm trying to be objective here. Not letting that cloud my judgment or allowing me to get greedy. Trading the setup in front of me, not yesterday's baggage, right? So we're in good shape here. 800 bucks. Not bad for 4 contracts. And the thing I really want to focus on here on this trade, it's been kind of the theme for me the last couple weeks, is making sure I'm closing this position as my P&L is increasing, not decreasing, right? So I don't want to see this now pull me back, right, for like a $100 win. Like that for me would feel like a loss. So let's make sure that this thing closes under this line, right? 71.71. There's 920, 960. There's 1,000. Let's see if we can keep breaking down here. Okay, 1,200. Come on. We got 50 seconds, right, before this candle closes. Maybe give me a chance to pyramid. But a great little bounce back trade here, team. Let's go. Interesting, Sook. I'm not quite sure why that might be the case. Maybe send me a screenshot of your order window. Okay, and this is giving me a chance to possibly pyramid in here. So I might be able to build up my sizing a bit. Again, let's see how this thing closes. It's got to close under 60. Okay, did. Now stop loss. I'd like it to be like 61. All right, maybe I could go like 70. But I don't want to see this thing pulling back. I want to see breakdowns, right? So let's see if we can do it. If I can push my stop loss up to be 62, that would be fantastic. And then I could look to maybe buy or go short 2 more contracts here to build up my position towards 6 contracts. Yeah, it sounds a bit strange. Hey, nice work, Mike. Congratulations. How many accounts is that do you have? $20. Yeah, dude, great day, right? So 4K day. Jeez, man, you're a TV. Congratulations, dude. That's awesome. Okay, here we go. There's that flush. 17, 18. So now I'm not going to be able to get that risk reward right towards 54. So no pyramid in here. Let's see if we can keep breaking down. Come on. But great bounce back trade here, team. Well done. Nice work, Rain. Still, man. 7 times 400. Pretty good day. Or 7 times 300, sorry. Pretty good day, right? Pretty good. Nice work, Rain. $1,900. Let's go. Monster. Biggest win of the week. Congratulations. Hey, ain't that the truth, Mike? Ain't that the truth? Okay, keep going here. Keep going. 1720. Nice, Raymond. Joy. Play well. Okay, let's see if this candle can close under 40. That would be awesome. Otherwise, I might just take this and run. Kind of feel like the bounces higher are bigger than the bounces lower. 45. Nice work, Steven. Hey, $900 is a great day. fantastic work. Nice work, Don. We got team of killers here today, team. Love it. Nice work, Juan. Nice, Jen. Let's go. All right. Love it, team. Love it, love it, love it. Making me feel better. So let's see if this thing can flush again through this 40 handle. We're so close to that 28. So let's see if we can get there. 1,700 bucks ain't a bad day. And again, okay, ES and Q still flying higher, so we did a really good job, right? Putting our energy towards the easier setup here. Or the one that we could trade, I should say. So let's see if this thing can close under 40. It'll be close. Did not. Still increasing volumes. I'm going to look to sell on a little flush here if I can get one. All right, there it is. So I am out at 32. Out at 32. Oh, and that was early. Really early. Oh, that hurts. I mean, I will not complain about that. 21.37.44 on that trade. So, there are worse results in life. Nice work, Jeremy. So, I'd say your next target here, probably 70 bucks. But yeah, I definitely left a few dollars on the table. I can't believe yeah, 20 cents on the table. That's huge. But team, great trade. Great trade. So yeah, a little bit gutted. I didn't hold this out for an extra 30 cents, but that was a great day. That's a great day. There's your 70 handle. Congratulations, Jeremy. What a rip. Everyone feeling good? Nice, Mike. Love it. DTR guests, how you guys feel about that trade? Nice work, Nicholas. Hey, 1,400 bucks is a great proof of concept day. Love it. And boom, Okay, had a red day there yesterday, bounced back, totally green day here today. Recovered it all and then some, right? Biggest trading day of the week. Awesome, right? Just shows how important that risk management is, right? Not like overcorrecting on rules or problems or when things happen. Just trust the technique, trust the setup, and good things happen. So that's that was awesome. So 10K plus day here across all accounts. Only a couple $1,000 away now from passing my 6th eval. So we're in good shape, really good shape. Man, what a feeling. I think realistically, team, I don't think I'm going to place another trade here this morning. Right? That's as good of a result as I could have asked for. And yeah, it turned into a pretty nice week. So yeah, definitely left a few dollars on the table there. 34 cents. I mean, if I caught that extra 34 cents, this would have been a monster. That's the way it goes sometimes. Again, I'm not going to feel too bitter about following my rules, right? Not at all. The thing that maybe I did wrong here is seeing that 40 as the resistance, because we had 70.50 as our breakdown target. Yeah, so our entry here, right, was at 84. So our signal is this 10-10 candle, right? High vol breakout away from the opening range. We're executing this high vol breakout aggressive entry technique based on this graphic here, right? So we're looking for that high vol breakout, which is what we got on this candle. And then look for a, basically stop loss at 95, right? So stop loss high of our confirmation candle, entry at 84. So on this pullback, so it's a fake out above, breakdown under the opening range on increasing volume, biggest volume of the day. And so we're never looking for trades inside the range. We're looking for trades once they either reject above or break down under, or reject below and then break out above. So we're defining the opening range, right, as our zone of consolidation. And so we want to see a resolution of that consolidation before we look for an opportunity. So either a failed move, right, above that zone, so like mean reversion, or a high vol breakout away. And today we got the high vol breakout set up here based on this candle. So the one with the arrow on it. Does that make sense? Nice work, Jeremy. Let's go. That's a fantastic week, man. Congratulations. So starting to see maybe some of these ES and Q rejections. Am I really willing to risk $500 of profit there? Not sure. Hey, man, what a week. Congratulations, Jeremy. So if this candle can close and make lower lows, then maybe I could talk myself into this. Shorter time frames don't look as appealing. I mean, ES maybe. This 3-min, that's good volume. So pull back away, breaks down lower low. Let's see. 20 seconds to go on this candle. I don't think it's going to do it. This is very tempting. Again, I'd prefer the aggressive technique here. 796.50. It's got to move under 793. Okay, so we're going to start to set this up. So stop loss 796.50. Be a 2-unit play. And so we can get a little tick by tick pullback here. I mean, NQ dumping too, but didn't quite give me the close I needed, right? So that's why it's not appealing. Okay, watching here closely. With like above 792. If I don't get this on the 3, could set up here on the 15. I'll be both scenarios here. I don't have to rush this. I do not. Okay, now stop loss would be 91.20 or 91.50. And that would allow me to go bigger position sizing here, right? I could go 3, 4, 5 contracts potentially. Okay, so I want to see gentle pullback here now. As is, this would be a 4 contract play. Okay, now 3. Come on, it's not giving me the pullback I want. That's so mean. So at this point, right, not chasing this one. Not chasing it on the 3-min. Maybe I have a chance here on the 15. Oh. Honestly, just could not pull the trigger when I wanted to. Okay, NQ will be in play as well. I got 3-min, 5-min signals. So not chasing this one, not chasing this one yet. Maybe more interested in NQ, to be honest. Needs to close under 200. Yeah, you too, Jeremy, man. Enjoy being a newlywed here this weekend. Have a good one, man. Be proud of the trading you did here. That's fantastic work for basically all the life changes you had. So you should be very proud, right, of stacking them up there. That's awesome. Okay, good close. So a 252, far too aggressive, right, as a potential stop loss. Right, I'm risking $1,000 a contract there. That's too much smoke. Not enough fire. So let's see if they can get the aggressive entry technique. Same setup on the 15. Okay, so stop here. It'd have to be 208.25. Okay, watch for elevator down here, stairs up. $22.08.25. Come on, set it up in time. All right, so need to see a decent pullback here. All right, 71, risking $700. That's too much. We need to get into like the 80 range. Oh, this is a mean market now. That's awesome, Jeremy. I mean, that's the exact standard you want to hold yourself to, right? So I will not complain about that. Okay, so watching here, team. Watching. It's got to be above 81 on a gentle pullback. Above 81.25, actually. So we're getting close. Two points away. All right, so I'm in 185. Oh, fuck. Okay, let's see if this thing can break. Not a great reaction. All right, come on. Bad entry. Objectively, right? Bad entry. So get stuffed here at 200. Come on. Ooh. Come on, 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 come on. 204, 202, 201. Yeah, that was a bad entry. Absolutely a bad entry, but here we go. We definitely survived our worst case scenario there. Man, that was close. Come on. Make lower lows here and flush, baby. Come on. I believe in you. Ah, it's not a great. Again. We got stuffed at 200, but then again, it's getting stuck on the follow through. So let's see if they can flush. Come on. I mean, the stop loss location was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Entry, on the other hand, a little bit of a greedy one, I would say. But let's see if this thing can flush. Come on. Each bounce, it then kind of comes back more than you want it to. So, like, flushes 10 points and then bounces back 5, 6, 7. Just making it a little bit nervier than maybe it should be. I don't like. Now, what I am afraid of, I would say, right, or what I would anticipate happening, maybe not afraid of, but if it hits above 2,200 again, I reckon if we've survived, or if bears failed there, right, a move back up above 200 would stop us out for sure. So I'm kind of debating closing this, to be honest. Because if I'm thinking about my... Like, the only thing I feel like I'm 100% right on was my initial stop loss. Everything else, a little bit muted because I haven't gotten the exact reaction I've wanted post-entry. So I'd love to see this candle go lower lows here, right, and give me that buffer. But again, right, the longer it takes, the worse it feels. Yeah, see, I don't like that bounce. That bounce makes me nervous. Okay, come on. Come on, come on. Alright. So let's see if this thing can get back under. I'm starting to be very pessimistic about this. Almost feel a little bit damned if I do, damned if I don't. Which is probably a subconscious way of acknowledging I'm wrong. I'm thinking out loud here. Okay, it's got to get stuffed here aggressively. Deja vu, right? Deja vu. Okay, it's got to die here. Come on. Gotta die. Come on. Be like a toilet and flush. I got my finger on the exit button here. So I think if I get a flush under 85, I'm going to look to get out. Right on the freaking cusp. Dumb. Yep, alright. Brick. Took the stop. Gave back 475. Entry felt off. Yeah, right away. I got greedy on that one, I think. Dumb. So 16, 61, 81 on the weekend. Or on the week, sorry. I'm not going to place any further trades here. I should have not taken that second one. Or taken that win when it was there. Because once I knew my entry timing was wrong, and I said it out loud, like I kind of started to admit to myself that I'm probably wrong on this thesis. And then we even talked about, right, if it hits that 208 again, it's going to flush, right? It's going to pump, sorry. If Bears couldn't push it and then we get back up above 200, it's just going to be algos, algos, algos. So, okay, a little bit of a dumb finish there, to be honest. But a good day. I mean, objectively, right? Still biggest day of the week. But should have been more. Should have been much more, truth be told. Nice work, Jen. I have no idea if it's the time change this weekend, Craig. I have no clue. I'll just let my iPhone take care of it. I mean, awesome day here, team. Awesome, awesome day. So I will not complain about it, but I do feel like I made a few mistakes for sure. And yeah, I mean, awesome, right? All-time highs on the portfolio, or near all-time highs. And nicely green. So, fantastic week here, right? 4 out of 5 green days. I don't even know what it is on the week here. Is that Monday? Right, so, okay, 2,300 approximately, right, per account. That's not bad considering this week's volatility. And yeah, awesome session. Awesome, awesome day. Any questions here, anybody? Anything you guys want to go over? Anything that doesn't make sense? Happy to kind of answer some of those concerns, questions, comments prior to session ending. Let's go, Kenneth. Awesome month, man. 6Ks, not too shabby. So let's keep stacking them up, man. That's fantastic. Congratulations. And it's going to be an interesting week next week. I'll tell you guys that much. It's going to be a wild one. And Kenneth, you only been a member for like, I don't know, 60 days or so, maybe? So that's awesome progress, man. Any other questions here, team? Any comments, any concerns? Hey, my pleasure, Kenneth. It's been fun, man. So final call here, team. Final call. All right, team. Well, if no further questions, then I'm going to kill the stream here for the day. Fantastic session, right? Nice little bounce back day. Crushed 4 out of 5 days here this week, so I will not complain about that. And the new win streak here starts today, right? So, okay, we went 14 days, all green. One little red day there yesterday. Bounced back with one nice trade there this morning, right? Made that all back and then some. And just good risk management, right? Good position sizing, good risk reward profiles. And we just put ourselves in situations where it's easy to be profitable. When we skip those steps, when we trade our P&L, when we try to do dumb things, it tends to slap us in the face, right? So all things considered, pretty happy with how I traded here this week. Probably made a few mistakes. But ultimately, I'm not going to complain, right, about the quality of my outcome. And we'll keep kind of figuring out, right, how we can keep building out and hopefully survive what should be a very interesting period there next week, right? Can be a wild one. So looking forward to participating in all of those trades with you all. It's going to be a blast. And for those of you who are DTR guests and you kind of checked us out here this week, hopefully you learned a lot. You've been encouraged by what you've seen and you're excited to become a part of the team. When you do decide to join, what's going to happen here is we're going to start working on a one-to-one basis. I'm going to help you overcome your trading pain points so that you become the best trader you can be. Now, I think that happens in a couple ways. So obviously by sharing my ideas, kind of walking you through my thought process intraday, and kind of sharing the ups and downs, right? The good, the bad, the ugly, the profitable, and showing you how to play basically this numbers game. And then also working with you on a one-to-one basis in our private coaching calls, just to make sure there's nothing there that's holding you back from being able to scale up your trading full time. So if you are interested in becoming a member, reach out to your reps. We'd love to have you a part of the team. This is the #1 trading community. And I think you've seen from all the social proof, right? Jeremy's comments, Kenneth's comments, and all the other traders who have been here for a while, what you can accomplish when you decide to take that risk management seriously. So proud of you all for a fantastic trading week. Let's keep building it up. Let's keep stacking up those wins. And let's have ourselves a fantastic weekend here. Survive spooky season. So if we did that, we can survive pretty much anything. And I'm excited to see what November and December have in store for us. So in the meantime, have yourselves all a fantastic rest of the day. And I'll see you all on Monday. Peace.